lowest, greatest, highest, I will come to thee.
I'm sure most of us have probably stepped into a cold lake and we dreaded the descent into the water. Instead of just jumping right in, we moved in inch by inch as we felt the sting of the cold water. Once we finally made it up to our necks, we feel really cold for about a minute. But then as more time goes on, the water doesn't really seem that cold anymore. In fact, we no longer feel cold because our bodies have gotten used to the cold water. A similar thing happens if you do this in a hot tub. At first, the water seems really hot. You just feel like you can't hardly stand it. But you know that you can handle it. So you slowly sink down into the water. And once you are in the water, it doesn't seem as hot as it was before. In fact, you like it. And you become very relaxed in the hot water. If you think about this, it's the same thing that can happen when it comes to Christians and sin. As a Christian begins to engage in sin, his body will resist the sin because he knows that it's wrong. However, the longer he lingers with the sin, the more comfortable he'll become until he's able to be neck deep in sin without giving it a second thought. As Christians, we must continually test ourselves to see if we have allowed sin into our lives. As Jeremiah wrote in Lamentation 3, verse 40, "Let us search out and examine our ways and turn back to the Lord." We need to realize how easy it is to become desensitized to sin. Once we get to the point that it becomes difficult for us to feel the sting of that sin, that's when things are bad. Before we know it, when we're in this condition, we'll be drowning in that sin with a big old smile on our face. As Jeremiah said, let's examine our ways and let's do it daily. And if we ever see that we're allowing sin into our lives, then turn your back on that sin and turn back to the Lord. We should have the same attitude expressed by David in Psalm 139, verse 23. "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting."